Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Allahumma rabbi zidni ilma. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Ameen. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. This is the example question of proper fractions of case 2. An important advice. We should be fair to everyone. Before splitting this fraction into partial fraction, we need to observe three things. Number one, type of fraction. Number two, complete factorization of denominator. And number three, types of factors. For type of fraction, we need to observe the highest power of variable in denominator. The highest power of variable in denominator is 3. And the highest power of variable in numerator is 2. Therefore, this fraction is proper. So this is a proper fraction. I'm writing this here. Now we need to observe denominator carefully. The factors are in their simplified form. So denominator is fine. Now types of factors. This factor is linear and this factor is repeated linear. So we have two types of factors, linear and repeated linear. Now we need values of x for the substitution. From this factor we are getting x minus half. And from this factor we are getting x3. Since this is a repeated linear factor, so we will have three fractions. So we need the one extra value of x for the last constant. So we can suppose any value of x, x0. So let's understand how to split this fraction into partial fraction. First copy this fraction. Now make three fractions. Why? Because we make two fractions for repeated linear factor. Because we write repeated linear factor twice. Once with power 1 and once with power 2. So this fraction is for the first factor, 1 plus 2x. And these two fractions are for repeated linear factor. Write repeated linear factor twice, once with power 1 and once with power 2. See, we have three unknown constants, a, b and c. That is why I suppose one extra value of x for the remaining constant. Now get the next step. For the next step, eliminate all these fractions, and for that you need to multiply all fractions on both sides with this denominator. 1 plus 2x, 3 minus x. I explained this point in my previous lecture in detail. So I'm doing this directly here. 21 minus 8x minus 2x square, a times, see this and this cancels, so 3 minus x whole square. Watch my previous lecture on partial fractions to understand this step in detail. b times 1 plus 2x, 3 minus x, and c times 1 plus 2x. Now substitute these two values randomly. Well, we have got these values directly from the factors. So we have to substitute these two values at first, randomly. And we suppose this value. So always substitute the supposing value at the end to make the calculation simple. So I'm substituting x3 at first. Let x be 3. So 21 minus 8 3 the 24. This will become 9. 9 times 2 makes 18. When we will substitute 3 here, this will become 0. This will also become 0. We'll get only this thing, 7c. Now simplify the left side. So this will become minus 3, and minus 18 minus 3 makes minus 21. So C is minus 3. Now substitute minus half. Be careful while substituting fractional values. So 21 minus, we are substituting minus half. This is minus half. So 21 copied. When we will substitute minus half here, we'll get plus 4. And here we will get minus half. A 3 minus half is 3 plus half, which is 7 upon 2 square. And second bracket and third bracket will be 0. This will become 0 and this will also become 0. So this is 25, and when we will take LCM, we'll get 49 upon 2. You can do this directly in your calculator as well. 49 upon 2, this is 49 upon 4A, therefore A is 2. Now substitute x0 into this equation, this one. So when we will substitute 0, let me copy this so that you will understand this carefully and easily. Let x be 0. So we will have only 21 on left side, and A is, let me check, A is 2, 3 square, B 1, 3, and C was minus 3 times 1. So 21, 9 to the 18, 3B minus 3. So we have 18 minus 3, 15. So 21 minus 15 makes 6. So 3B. So B is 2. Now substitute all these values back into this equation. Remember, you have to substitute all the values of unknown constants into partial fraction. So A is 2, B is 2, and C is minus 3. This is the way to get partial fraction. Hope this lecture will help you to understand how to form partial fraction in proper fractions when factors are linear and repeated linear. I will discuss case 3, linear and quadratic factor of proper fraction, in my next lecture, inshallah. Good luck and Allah Hafiz.